Welcome back to Texas for the very latest motorcycle racing news and results. Get green alerts from Speed Mobile, from huge wins to big upsets. When the action happens, you'll know. Just text KX to 773333 and get free text alerts. Speed Green Alerts, presented by Kawasaki. Mike Alessi out front here. Big lead, and David Bailey, you think he's just kind of on cruise control right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's going fast in the places he knows he needs to go fast, and in other places he's just so comfortable today with this track, with the setup of the bike. You see him just kind of lean over the front and go, let me see if I can downside this plateau perfect. He's just having a good time out there now. And
give a little example of what Alessi's dealing with out there.
Yeah, you can see his boot buckle hanging loose right there. No big deal. That used to be James Stewart's trademark, you know. More boot buckles that came undone. Watch this, though. Complete face full of sand. Trying to get around a lapped rider who's riding with no goggles, by the way, so it's hard for him to see, and he doesn't know what line Mike's using. Watch how close they come.
Whoa!
Mike's like, dude, what are you doing? Get out of my way, man.
It's just like being on the interstate. He gets it to him twice. That was Shane Sewell. He gets to know Mike Alessi a little bit better than the non-verbal communication. So the boot strap is off. The lap riders are in the way. So that just shows you how tough it is in this game. It appears that everything is going Mike Alessi's way, but despite that, there are always some dangers out there.
Yeah, you can't ever count your chickens. But I know if he gets thirsty, he can just reach for that tube hanging over his left shoulder and take a sip. I mean, he's prepared. This kid is just, he does everything he has to do, and I'm sure the people are like, well, what are you, a Mike Alessi fan? No, not necessarily. I kind of like to see Chad Reed get up there and do well. I'd like to see Short get a win in this class, especially in his hometown. It's just that when somebody's doing things right and they come prepared and then have a day like this, you know, I'm going to mention it. He works hard for this.
This is Josh Grant we're watching. You would think he's in a battle here with Reardon for fourth, but that's not the case. He crashed. He's a lap down from these riders, outside of the top 20, and only the 20 out of the top 40 positions get points. So if you're not in that top 20, you're going to score 0, essentially. That's the problem for Grant. He was second in points coming into this race, and he's going to lose a bunch of them to Alessi today. Josh Grant rides hard, and that's good most of the time, but on occasion it can come up and bite you. Reardon, who has been solid today. He's in fourth, won a battle with Short last week. Short got the better of him this time. He's in third. You got Tommy Hahn fifth and Ricky Dietrich in sixth. He's looking at seventh in the first moto and sixth in Moto 2. He said he'd like to race next weekend at High Point on Saturday and catch the red eye and race an off-road race on Sunday. With results like this, it's going to be a lot harder for Kawasaki to say no.
Yeah, you know, the thing is that there's a chance that at Mount Morris next weekend we could see some rain.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's done it before, you know, and if it doesn't rain during the race, it could rain right before it or between moto, and I've seen it rain all different times during the day and make that a muddy race. I think Dietrich is pretty good in the mud.
He's an off-road guy. He'd almost have to be.
I think he's really good in the mud, and I haven't seen, I'd just be inclined to think that because of the skills that are required and the kind of racing that he does. So, you know, Kawasaki should figure out a way to get him to both events. I mean, look what he's doing. Usually, I mean, Jessamine had the same opportunity today, and the first moto he was out early on in the race, and he's in 39th in this moto. He avoided the start. So, you know, look at the difference. Dietrich definitely deserves a shout, and so does Tommy Hahn, sitting in fourth and fifth this moto. And, you know, it's the absence of, you know, Josh Grant in this moto, the absence of Villapoto that's opening these guys' eyes a little bit, like some of the privateer teams and good support where they're going, man, I can get up there and kind of see some new guys up there near the top 5. That would be awesome. And, you know, that wouldn't be awesome to Mike. He wants to win everything. But for somebody that's normally running 12th or something like that to be up there in, you know, 5th, 6th, or 7th, or even have a look at it, that's an exciting day.
Mike Alessi now putting the finishing touches on a 1-1 moto sweep. We mentioned earlier on the show, this is what was expected out of this kid when he dominated through the amateur ranks. He's won some races. He always seems to be in the thick of it for the championship. But he's never quite established that dominance that he had when he was an amateur. He might have taken a big step toward doing it today. He's going to go 1-1 and win by a big margin again. Mike Alessi sweeps it here in Texas. And his teammate Chad Reed is going to say in the results second. That's not bad, but big gap between Mike and himself. And you know Chad wants to win. and he'll keep digging throughout the summer to try to get there.
He'll get better and better. I just have that feeling. A little bit of his hope. I'd like to see a good battle and see Chad get up there, but it's just like Short. But he's got a little work to do to find some speed in those first few laps.
Reed takes second, and you saw Short not too far back in third. That's Shane Sewell still trying to fight for that lap. That's Andrew Short. He takes third. So well done for Shorty. He said the first 2 rounds of the series in California, those are tough tracks for him. He expects to be better. Texas and the rest of the tour, he was. We'll be back to talk to our winners when we return from Texas. Stay with us. Motocross Championship, Freestone Raceway in Wortham, Texas has put a race in the books. Let's show you how it went with our Lucas Oil race recap.
Watch Mike Alessi's right hand right there. The throttle and front brake clips that banner. They move it. The next lap, he comes around. He's kind of using that as a gauge to know how far out to the edge of the track he was. Off the track. A couple close calls like that. Chad Reed getting aggressive, putting the move on Andrew Short right here. Closes him out into the sweeper. And would take over a nice second, but had nothing for Alessi out front. He was too far gone. Reed getting around past Dan Reardon, who's putting together better and better rides on that 450. But it was all Mike Alessi today.
Yeah, 2 in a row now for Mike Alessi as he tries to establish that dominance that he wants. Here's the results here of the moto. Mike Alessi taking the victory. Reed second, Short third. And that's exactly the way David Bailey thought they would be before he went racing here. Reardon a great run for fourth. That's a career best. Here's the rest of the top 20. Justin McDonald, the young rider from Australia with a good run. Cody Cooper in 13th. And let's go down to Aaron with our winner.
You could consider it a perfect day from start to finish for Mike Alessi, taking home another victory. Mike, this one came easier to you than last weekend, except for one factor. You got it kind of tangled up with that Scott banner a few times.
Oh, yeah, in the back. It was a little bit in the way, but no harm, no foul. We just kept plugging along, kept riding our race, and it was a great race. You know, I couldn't thank my team enough. You know, the bike's awesome, and I had a great day. Had fun. It was a good day.
You're barely sweating. You haven't even barely cracked the sweat at that, but you had some lappers that were getting in your way. How much did that affect your ride?
A little bit. Lappers were a little bit in the way. Other than that, it was a great ride. The start was great. We finally got to start back. But I just want to thank all the guys again at Rockstar, Makita Suzuki, Smith Goggles, Alpine Star Gear, Shark Helmets, my mechanic, Tool Time, Tim McAdams, doing a great job. I love this guy. Dr. Stein Chiropractic, Rockwell Watches, and just everybody, all my family and friends, my mom and dad, my girlfriend Danielle, my motorhome driver Donnie. Thank you again.
So Mike has reason to celebrate. So does Aaron Bates. It is Aaron Bates' birthday today, celebrating with us here in Texas. She is 29 plus 2. And I know what that feels like. I'm the same way. Aaron's working on the podium. We're going to talk to second and third. Stay with us here on Speed. Welcome back to Texas. That's Danielle. That's Mike Alessi's girlfriend. She's happy her guys got a victory. We'll show the overall here. Very easy math for Danielle in the Alessi camp today. When you win both motos, you win the overall. Perfect score, 50 points for Mike today. Short and Reed are going to round out the podium position. So Short, his best run of the year as he expected. And how about Tedesco from a first turn crash holds on for fourth. And Ricky Dietrich, 5th overall. Well done. Also Mike Byrne in the top 10 for the first time this year. Now Chad Reed, he's skipping the podium. I think he's sick or hurt, injured, something along those lines. But we do have Andrew Short, so let's send it down to the birthday girl.
Andrew Short makes his way up here once again, keeping it consistent. Andrew, this is the hometown track for you, like we had mentioned earlier. But what does this mean to you at this point in the season? Do you have to be at your optimal fitness peak? And is this the point where you decide where you need to work on something?
Yeah, it's great because this is round 3. We have a long season. It's going to be pretty tough as we get back east. But I haven't been riding so well, and to get some results here with the 2-3 is great, and I get some momentum before it gets tough.
What did it mean to you to be able to come home and spend a whole week back here, your home turf, get yourself acclimated?
It's great. I love riding down here in Texas. They have great dirt, and the fans are awesome. It's a great event for me, and I always have good success here, so I was happy to get a good second moto.
Congratulations.
Hey, Speed viewers, load up your iPods. Be sure to check out all the free Speed audio and video podcasts available at iTunes. Go to speedtv.com and click the iPod icon or search Speed at the iTunes store. Get the best of video clips and full audio content from your favorite shows. Speed to go with Speed Podcasts. We got to go. David Bailey, Mike Alessi threatening to take this series by the throat.
Yes, and just putting a dozen points on Reed, 8 more on Short. These guys are going to have a tough time catching him.
Yeah, and they've got to catch him off the start because that's where he does his damage. Great racing today from Texas. We'll have our 250 show tomorrow afternoon, so check out speedtv.com for the listings and all the information. Glad you could join us here. Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championships. For Aaron Bates and David Bailey, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching, and congratulations to Mike Alessi.